Yes, hello. Welcome back to the RGI Spray Booth channel. Today we're going to talk about a popular model in the auto body industry, which is our Delta 250, 9 foot tall for automotive. This particular unit is designed with a powder coated finish, trifold doors, observation windows. It also is built in with an air makeup unit that you see towards back. Completely uniform where it's fully operational. This unit is 14 feet wide, 27 feet long, 9 feet tall, working dimension. Exterior dimension, it increases by 4 inches, but and then it increases on the width 2 more feet per side. So you get a total of 18 feet width on this unit alone. As you follow me to the control unit, this control unit will be a touchscreen panel, 18-inch. This comes standardly with an order of the air makeup unit. As you can see here, we have the title of the shop towards the top. We also have a repair order number that a lot of the body shops or collision repair uses, a repair order number for the vehicle that they're going to be running. We could tell what temperature range it's currently in, and we have our operation sequence at the bottom. We also have a home screen, RO, repair order login information, where it tells you time, date, number, and badge time. This is critical for the booth to tell the operator management what part or what RO got painted and how long it got painted for. As well, there is a status report. So the booth will talk to the operator where it will say there's a failure on my intake motor, exhaust motor, heater operations, or fire alarm. Going back again, as you can see here, this is the operation sequence of the booth, where if I press booth lights, automatically it will identify that the lights are on, and as well you could see the lights lit on the booth. You could also turn on the spray booth where now it identifies that the turbines are turning on, and as well you could turn on your heater that identifies that the heater is on. This booth operates with a variable frequency drive where it increases speed or decelerates speed based on time sequence, which means that it doesn't fall on the motor to jumpstart real quick. It feeds it energy as it's increasing RPMs. Helps with the lifespan of the motor, the lifespan of the belts, and it pulls less amperage over time of operations. Very, very big plus factor on spray booths, especially because we're running with CFM. Here, when you have booth on, we have other options where it's Air Force or mix and land. The Air Force is more for water base and helping dry the surface of the paint or clear. This option is available during the time of order or at a later date when you want to add the towers in the corner, as well with a mixing room. So if you want to add a mixing room, we have the functionalities to turn it on from the screen. Again, this comes standard when you order an air makeup unit through our product line. As you follow me through, with the spray booth, one unique thing about our door is that it's universal. If you decide that the door needs to open towards the right, and if there is a change where now the door needs to open towards the left, all we have to do is switch the entire door, because as you can see, the handles and the locks are equally spread out the center. So it's very unique to our design. Big factor is our D-ring seals, memory D-ring seals, where you could see with the door being installed. As the door closes, you can see the compressed seal on the doors, okay? Now, these are X and Y hinge adjustment. In case the floor is uneven, we could adjust the door according to the level of the floor. As you follow me through inside the paint booth, you can see that 27 feet gives you that tolerance space where you have 4 feet in the front in case you're doing the hood of the car, or if you back up the car all the way, now you have that extra space for that hood, bumper, fender, or extra parts. Since we're here in front of the spray booth, I want to point out our door entry is 116 inches. That gives you plenty of space for wider dually vehicles. As well, with the large observation window, gives you visibility from the outside as far as operations inside the booth. Walking more on this side, you can see light, the way that it's angled. Our design goes for 8-foot fixtures at the hip light when you get a Delta model. We do make 4-foot fixtures on our more economical booth level. When you get a Delta model with an air makeup unit, the light fixtures automatically upgrade to an 8-foot. 4-foot LED. As you can see how much light it reflects on this vehicle here. And then the space between it. You can see that it's a total of 3 feet. Usually operators will either take off the door, or if they need to blend on the vehicle frame, they have the space to open up the door. It's critical to have a booth that is 14 feet wide if you're doing vehicles like this or larger vehicles. As you walk through the unit, you could really see the entire distance as far as length goes. Where you see this vehicle here, it's around 17 feet, and the booth is 27. You can see the space behind me. Now that we're in this space, you can see the connection point for the compressed air. Normally on all spray booths, including ourselves or any other flavor company, they don't have a point of connection. Standardly is more when it gets to the job site where the operator prefers having its connection point. On this case, on this particular install, they wanted it towards the back so they could loop around the equipment or the vehicle as they're spraying. Coming in back towards the back, when the vehicle is parked, again, you can see that there's still plenty of space in case you need to coat the trunk or the front of the vehicle. Walking more further in, one thing that I want to point out is you can see from beginning point all the way to the end point how much filtration you have on the sidewall on both sides on our Delta model. Okay, you can see the pointing start from the vehicle to the pointing end of the vehicle. So any operator or any painter has different preference, or they've been taught differently, where you either start from the very top and work your way across towards the very bottom, right? As they're spraying, all that overspray will be drafted away from the vehicle towards the extraction point. That's the unique design in a side down flow, is that you have your full sealing filters on top, where it's forcing that air, pushing it into this direction, and now you have the negative point here, where now it's drafting it away from the vehicle. Very, very big plus factor on this design. We could compare this to a cross flow, where now air comes in from the front, has to travel the distance to the back wall. So all that overspray will have to travel on the vehicle that you're spraying towards the back wall. On a side down flow, you have air coming in from the top and drafting towards the side. Big, big plus factor away from the vehicle. Since we're here now, we're going to talk about a unique design on our Delta models, which is our pocket filter. If we remove this pocket filter, you will see that we have our baffle system, okay? This baffle system, during the time of install, we install this and open it as we're getting further or closer to the exhaust fan. If we get to this location here, you can see that this baffle is pointed opposite direction, which means that the extraction point, it's either here or somewhere here. This is center point. As we get further away, as you can see, it's pointed in the opposite direction. This is very unique to our Delta booth because other spray booth brands don't have this design. They only carry a 20 by 20 wire grid where there's no air balance to the extraction point. So it's either more negative there or more positive on this side. Very, very plus factor. As you can see, to change out your filter on our Delta models, you could tuck in from the frame. And you could easily install or do your maintenance on a booth, estimated less than 30 minutes by the time you remove the new one to install the new ones. Or remove the used one to install the new one. As you can see here, now that everything's installed, and you might have to address this or fix it or prep it depending on the blanket, but usually that will work completely. We walk towards the side of the spray booth. We have the dual extraction. There's a 24-inch or a 30-inch fan. 30-inch will come in our 30 length models. 24-inch exhaust fan comes in our 24 and 27 models. So you've got one extraction point here and one extraction point on the right side of the spray booth. The air makeup unit on this install was located on the left-hand side of the spray booth. But you could install this air makeup unit in the back wall, on the opposite side, or at the very top. Or if you're lack of space, you could install this unit outside and plumb it into the booth. Here we have our fire suppression system. Our fire suppression system is very unique, where you have a 70-inch bottle for the work environment, which floods the area where the vehicle is, and 2 17s, which floods each duct plenum extraction point. So we have 2 of them, so there's 2 bottles here. Here's where the air makeup unit control panels are located, which is the gas train of the burner and the control modules or VFDs for the spray booth. We'll get more in another video in detail about how this operates on our next clip on air makeup units. We'll go more into detail on the fire extinguishing systems on our next video. I wanted to take the time to thank you for taking the time and watching this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach one of our sales team or technical support. Thank you. Make it a great day.